What is shaking, everybody? First off, before we get started here, we're going to get to a little baseball, a little ABS, a little Final Four, and then my former teammate, three-time champion, Judd Bushler, will join us in about 20 minutes. Talk a little Cats, a little Final Four, matchup against Michigan, which it should be just an absolutely incredible game. Probably won't. But before we get to that, are we do I need to get are we picking up this snoring? Like, what's going on here? I feel kind of bad because she's kind of like I don't know. Do you need to all right, I guess you can stay if you want to. Today's show, all our shows are brought to you by Phil Work, the official non-alcoholic craft beer of your San Jose Sharks. If Tyler Toffoli scores or assists, go to Phil Work the very next day and get 50% off your draft beer. And also, giant slant to it, you can get Strike Thief over at Oracle. And you can go to China Basin. They got a really cool little setup there. It's right across from McCovey Cove. I mean, it's really nice. I suggest you go there, grab a beer before you go to the game, especially when the weather is good, like it was. We went this past week. It was fantastic. But Patrick Bailey has a beer out in conjunction with Phil Work called Strike Thief, and they're selling those at Oracle. You can get one of those at Oracle. But if he happens to get an RBI, then you can also get 50% off your draft beer or non-alcoholic craft beer. Hell, they should have just made it if anybody from the Giants gets an RBI, you get 50% off. Hell, they should have just made it if anybody gets an RBI, you get free beer. Hell, they should have just made it if the Giants score a run, RBI or not, just come in and take what you want and leave. That's what it should have been. My goodness. Like, this is where I'm going to need everyone who's a Giants fan to just deep breath. It's 3 games. It's not even 2% of the season. So just 1.8% of the season. Okay? Yeah, you may have just faced the best team in the American League, or one of them. You may have faced a 500 team. I don't know. The Giants may not be any good. I don't know. Their offense is still there's no way the offense is going to be a problem. I still refuse to believe. Now, this is ridiculous, right? If they average 0.3 runs a game, yeah, they're not going to win a lot of games. In fact, I'm going to say they're going to win probably, I don't know, less than 10. Do you think that's going to be the case? So here's the deal. If you've made up your mind after 3 games of watching this team flail at the plate, like everybody, except for Elliot Ramos looked at halfway decent at the plate, then you had made up your mind before the season started that this team wasn't going to be very good and they're overrated and the offense sucks. Because there's just no way you're going to make up your mind after 3 games unless you're just a dummy and you don't know what you're talking about. And they're like, there's plenty of those out there. That's fine. I've always said this. We have to acknowledge that if there's really smart people on Earth, and there really is, I mean, right? I mean, you didn't even have to be the Stephen Hawking, R.I.P., a variety genius. You can just be like the heart surgeon. You can be a mathematician. You could be like a lot of things. A lot of people outside of those fields are really, really smart. We have to acknowledge there's really stupid people too. I mean, it's all built. You can't have like a certain amount of smart people without the dumb people. So that like, there's a bunch of dummies out there too. Elmore, we can't have you being dumb. We got to smarten you up then. Now, look, you could be right if you thought going into the season the Giants weren't going to be very good. I wouldn't put that into the dummy category. The dummy category is, I'm not sure how good this team's going to be. I'm going to watch and see, 3 games in, we suck. That's the dummy bin, okay? Like, if you looked at this team at the beginning of the season, before the season started, and thought, I don't like the way it's constructed. I don't like the Vitello hire. I don't like the depth of the rotation. I don't love the bullpen. I'm not vibing. I'm not digging this team. Well, then, you said it before the season started. My point is, you can't make any judgments after 3 games. You can't even confirm your judgment after 3 games. You can't confirm what you suspected to be true. Again, that was, it was pathetic. It was awful. I'm not buying the Vitello. I had him too fired up. Although be careful with the fire and brimstone speeches. Those will stretch only so far with professional athletes. Okay, after you give a couple of those, they're going to be like, okay, yeah, that's not how we roll here. That's not what we do. There's 162 of these things. They say even keel for a reason. For a reason. You remember when Magic Johnson? It was game 1, his first game ever. Kareem, I want to say, hit a sky hook. It's an amazing sky hook, by the way. It's like an elbow sky hook. It was like, you kidding me? Dude just hit an elbow sky hook to win the game. I want to say it was against Utah. It could have been San Antonio. It could have been neither of those 2 teams. Anyway, Magic goes and runs and like hugs him around the neck and is like, this is incredible. And Kareem looked at him and said, easy. We got 81 more of these left. Now, Magic did bring some of the exuberance that team probably needed, and some of the youthful energy and all that. But Kareem was making the point that, like, hey, you can't do this. You're going to run out of the emotional tank's going to be dry after about 2 weeks, and we got a long season to go. This is a long season. What did I say last week? Give it 40 games. I know some of you were like, hey, 40? 40? I can't give it 40 games. What? I'm going to give it one more series. I'll give it the Padres series. That's it. So they get the Padres. And again, this was a brutal, brutal start. But if this team's a playoff team, they get through this. They just do. And I still believe that they're going to hit. I'm still worried about the pitching a little bit. Ray was fine. Didn't go deep, although not a lot of guys do. Webb got his brains beaten in, but a lot of guys did. You look around the league, a lot of guys got torched the first weekend of the season. Mally, okay. It was just okay. That's kind of, I think, what they expect from him, just to be okay. Roop goes tonight, so we'll see how he throws, but give it a little time. First weekend of the ABS. Now, I didn't watch every inning of the Giants game. I was working, and the Final Four was on, so I was watching the Final Four. The Sweet 16 was on. Elite 8 was on, so I was watching that too, bouncing back and forth. But I was like, okay, as soon as they get runner in scoring position, I'll flip it over, and then I never I didn't flip it over a whole lot. No, I watched the game on Saturday, quite a bit of it. And they're going to strike out a lot. We know this. Like he did. So if you're going to complain about that, you're going to be complaining all season. How come they strike out with guys in scoring position? How come because that's who they are. That's what they do. I wish they didn't either. Like, it'd be nice to have a nice ground ball up the middle with a guy on third and less than 2 outs. It'd be a nice sack fly. And remember the old sack fly? Those are nice. Those are fun. Hey, yeah, you make an out. You get a high five going into the dugout. Maybe a slap on the butt. Yeah, good job. You feel good about yourself. Like, you didn't even get on base. You feel good about yourself. Like, hey, I did something good for the team. I didn't swing out of my ass and strike out and go back to the dugout. Now there are 2 outs, and now we need a base hit or a pass ball or an error to score him. Like, are these guys going to change their approach? Probably not. It's who they are. Do I wish they change their approach? Yeah. A lot of things I wish were different about baseball. That's one of them. Getting guys in. Just getting guys in. That's simple. Make an out. Look, you make an out, you get a run. It's look, you should be able to make it out and get a run, right? Unless you strike out. That doesn't work. Okay, guys are like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to swing out of my ass, see what happens. So link it back to the ABS. So is Tony like I'm going to reserve judgment on Tony Vitello again. Give everything a few weeks. Like I said, I give it 40 games. Doesn't mean I don't look at what the team is doing on a game-to-game basis, on a series-to-series basis, and judge them accordingly. But as far as like a grand, like, okay, this is what needs to change. This is, you got to give it time. You just do. I know it's easy. Baseball's here. It's like, baseball's here. This is great. We suck. We're horse shit. Give us some time. So you got to let Vitello kind of ease into this a little bit too. And like trust me, he's grinding right now. 0-3 seems like 0-30 to him. He's not a normal manager. And coming from college, first guy ever to do it, there are going to be questions anyway. So when you are loud today, good Lord. Oh, okay. Wait, I might have to ask you to leave kindly. With all due respect. No, you're not coming up on the lap. Not breathing like that. It's already, you're sitting right next to me. So he's driving home. He's in the coaches in with the coaches talking about this. He's in his office. Like this is wearing on him. So this isn't a regular manager taking over going 0-3, and they'd be stressing. This is a guy that's never done this before, and everybody's scrutinizing him. Everybody's looking at every little thing, every little word he says, every decision he makes gets scrutinized. So anyway, we will give that some time too. Just give it a little time. Give it a little time. All right, I want to show you guys this because this is pretty funny. This was my favorite, and probably most people's favorite ABS moment of the weekend. So anybody that follows baseball will know the name CB Buckner. Well, hold on. Well, wait, can I set it up, please? Good Lord. Are you guys jumping the gun on me? What are we doing over there? Jeez. Everybody knows. You're stepping on my punchline. I don't even have a punchline. I'm just trying to get through this highlight. So CB Buckner, with an O, by the way, and capital CB. Give the man some respect. Not a great umpire, and I think is at his worst behind home plate. Like when Angel Hernandez he was just bad everywhere. He was bad on the bases. He was bad behind home plate. And by all accounts, CB Buckner, really nice guy. Really nice guy. Just not a good umpire. Angel Hernandez, a little bit arrogant, maybe a lot bit arrogant, and a bad umpire. So at least you have a nice guy here with CB Buckner. So, but he struggles with balls and strikes. So this ABS thing is going to be great for him, and it's going to be horrible for him because we may end up finding out how many calls he actually misses. Now, if I'm an umpire, I'm happy to have this because it corrects mistakes. I'm also, if I miss too many, I'm not happy to have it because it shows how bad I am as an umpire. So this is Red Sox Reds over the weekend. And this is Eugenio Suarez at the dish. And he has 2 strikes on him. So you can't take a strike. You get a strike out. The best part is here, CB Buckner 2 times in a row called strikes, and he rings him up. He gives him the ring up. He should have to take back the ring up. He should have to take back that ring up. But remember, you can see the count, left-hand corner, 1-2. And so as Suarez is like, well, damn, I'm not going down on that pitch. That's some BS right there. Go ahead. And oh, CP says, I got you. Suarez says, no, you didn't. No, you didn't get me. And so he goes for the ABS challenge. And I don't know if you guys, we're not getting the volume, which kind of sucks because the crowd's going crazy. Crowd's like, yeah, that's exactly what we wanted. Yeah, that was fun. That's like the beer batter down in San Jose. Woohoo! Yeah, here we go. End of 6? No, it's not the end of 6. Not the end of 6 quite yet. So now we got 2-2, and Suarez is like, okay. I like the ABS. ABS is nice. That's real nice. I don't want to have to strike out on a CB Bugner called third strike, and
that's it. And he's going to challenge that one as well. Another challenge at home plate.
Batter's challenge in the pitch.
That will get the core.
Listen to the crowd.
Let's see.
Hey.
That's a ball.
Oh, CB.
Well, we saw a challenge last night from Roman Anthony go his way that kind of really opened the game up.
Suarez hit it with him. Hit him with it twice.
Finish off Suarez.
Man, it really has changed the game.
Tap the helmet.
So
yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think this ended in
a back-to-back challenges won by Suarez.
I don't think the Reds got anything out of this, which is kind of a shame.
From Watson. Up the
middle, it's like,
and that his body got it there in time.
So I mean, it was a cool moment, but yeah, that's good. You can make that disappear. It would have been cool if he'd got a double homer. Would have been incredible. Like, think, hey, last year I'd have been out. This year I got a 3-run homer. Hey, grounded out anyway. So it really didn't make that much of a difference. But you saw CB's like ring up on the second strike was a lot less than the first one. The first one was like ha. I don't know if you can find some Tom Hallion called third strikes. They're out there. For those of you guys that don't know who Tom Hallion is, old school umpire, this dude needed some Doan's medicated pills after each game. Like his back had to be. Will you stop? I mean, you're killing me here. Look. I mean, what are we doing? But Hallion used to just wrench his back. Like his called third strikes were amazing. No one does it like this Tom Hallion. Watch this.
However many guys.
Watch this thing.
Oh, look at Hallion.
Oh, look at Hallion. Just go to work. Like, that's amazing. And there's like all kinds of Hallion highlights out there too. Just, I mean, it like, ha. And, gotcha. Johnny Gomes is like, wait, what? I don't know why I always add the ha. I wonder if he did that. Here we go. Ha. If I'm a batter, I don't want to stick around for that. I don't. I don't want to stick. Look at this. Do you know it's awesome when they have like you just keep rolling them, keep rolling Hallion punch outs. Gotcha. Ha. Like, how do you like? How does your back not feel like elephants trampled on it after that? I mean, those are just like vicious. But those are the old school guys, man. They used to have incredible called third strike calls. Now it's just kind of like, It's kind of weird. I wonder if the players said something to him at some point. Like, bro, I mean, it's kind of embarrassing to strike. I don't really need that. I don't need you out here. Like, yeah, he did. You're right. Ha! I mean, we had, remember Dutch Runnert, strike one. Like, old school umpires were the best. Old school referees, like old school everything was the best. I'm sorry. Like new school is fine, but old school everything was like great. I was talking about this a couple of days ago. Does anybody miss like the Tommy Lasorda, Earl Weaver, Lou Piniella, like just getting tossed, jawing with the umpire, post-game rant, ripping your own team, ripping the other team, ripping whoever? Like everything's too corporate now. Everything's too corporate. But I don't even know who I have no idea who has the best punch out in today's game. I don't. I used to know. Ken Kaiser was really good. Hallian was amazing. But they had some guys that were like just phenomenal. Now they should do it now. Guys don't even care that they strike out anymore. They're just like, strike out, whatever. Well, as long as I didn't hit a grounder. Can't hit a grounder. Hit a grounder. Nobody wants grounders. Got to hit the ball in the air. And if you're not going to hit the ball in the air, strike out. Don't hit it on the ground. Don't hit it on the ground. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I had a few of those. I wasn't the greatest free throw shooter. I could have been better. Anyway, we are going to have Judd Bushler on. It's what happens. I do this and I get sidetracked. Lou, no, just you're gonna have to wait. I know you're hungry. Not even 2. This is what happens. You just okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick beer break, but it's not gonna be a beer break. It's gonna be a feed Lou, get her out of the room break because I'm not doing the interview with her in here. So, give me Homer. All right. Well, that's where we're at. We're going to my basketball reference page. That's where the show has led us. God, fantastic. We should end the show. I would end the show now if we didn't have Judd Bushler coming on. I would just end it because why would I want to see my basketball reference page? And no one needs that, Judd. No one needs that.
No one needs that, Tommy T.
No one. 3-time champion. My former teammate at the University of Arizona went to the Final Four in 1988, an assistant basketball coach for the Lakers for a couple years and Knicks for a couple years. My good friend Judd Bushler. Bushy, what's up?
Tommy T, good to see you. Happy to be on the show. I mean, I see Stevie Kerr on the show all the time, and I've been waiting for this moment. It's here, finally.
No, you haven't. No, you have not. When's the last time you decided to go to your basketball reference page and just like enjoy?
Like never. I don't need
like
to
never.
See that
exactly.
Ever
like
again.
never.
I don't need to see.
There's
my
really no
stats or
reason.
anything.
There's no reason to go there. There's Yep, I remember most. Like when you can remember most of your buckets when you're on the page. You I remember scoring in Charlotte. I remember scoring there. It's like, yeah, you remember select shots. It's not great.
Exactly. No, not good at all.
How you been?
I'm good. How about yourself? How you feeling?
Feeling good. Can't complain.
Good.
Just grinding. That's all it is at this point. You're like, God damn. When my dad said getting old isn't for pussies, he was right. He's absolutely right.
Absolutely.
You wake up, you're like, God, I wish I could just have like somebody shoot me up here and then shoot me up here, and I would feel much better. All right, so let me ask you about the games this weekend. I'll get to Arizona in a minute,
Sure.
but I want to ask you about the team they're playing, Michigan. that team, I mean, that's the only team I looked at and said, wow, they match up with Arizona really well. They're really big. They're really athletic. And if they happen to meet, it may be the game of the year. Well, here we are, and it may end up being the game of the year. We'll see. But Michigan, boy, Michigan makes me a little nervous, I got to admit.
Yeah, me too. I haven't watched them a ton. I mean, I'm sure you've watched them more, but the highlights I've seen, I mean, we have so many strengths, obviously, with our team, starting off with our incredible coach, Tommy Lloyd, all the way down to our guard play. But the one thing that we really bring is our physicality, right? We've got big, strong dudes down low, right? We got Big Mo at 7'2". Obviously, Koa Pete is a big, strong, maybe the strongest freshman I've ever seen. I mean, he's just a man out there. And then we bring a football player, basketball player.
That dude's
off the
massive.
bench, Toby, who I absolutely love. So, that's kind of been our style of play all year, right? It's like, let's go inside, let's pound them inside, let's get everybody in foul trouble. That's been our method. And I've seen some highlights of Michigan. I'm like, wow, they kind of match up physically with us. And so I agree. If there was one team you kind of looked at, it was like that could be a big causes some trouble. It's definitely Michigan.
What do you remember about? I'll take you back in the time machine. What do you remember about '88, Arizona's first trip to the Final Four? I mean, that was a special time. Lute, I love that Tommy shouted out Lute. That was incredible. Just really, really cool stuff. But what do you remember? I mean, it's like 40 years ago.
I know.
It's like I mean, look at us. It looks like it was 40 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you remember about that?
I just remember how special that team was and how close we were. I obviously we had, you and Stevie, we had incredible seniors on that team, which doesn't always happen now, right? Because the best players usually leave or whatever. But I don't know. We were in the moment the whole time. I mean, I don't remember. I was telling somebody this other day. I don't really remember. When we got to the league and they pass out the stat sheet and everyone's grabbing the stat sheet to see what they did. I don't remember our team. I mean, you did, of course, because you were selfish.
Of course,
you wanted to see what
that's what I did. That's what I did. Of course, that's what I've been branded.
Yes, but we were just all in it, and we were in the moment, and even just leading up to it when we beat Carolina and everything. It was just such a special time, and that group that we have, the 88ers, the 88ers. Obviously, we got together last year. Up with Stevie and went to a game and that group's on a group thread, and it was a special time. And I just, even though I don't talk to all those guys all the time, I don't talk to you a whole lot. I see you and the love, and it was just amazing. It really was.
Yeah, it's fun to see him almost 40 years later, and I feel like this program under Coach Lloyd, I'm not that close to him. I'll text Tommy occasionally, and he comes on the podcast at before the final or before March Madness starts. So, but I get the feeling like this team, it'll never be like '88 because, as you said, guys stayed longer. We had seniors on that team: Steve, me, Mick. But I get the feel like this is kind of like that type of team. It just feels like it's close and feels like the coach is the right coach at Arizona right now. I don't know. Did you get that feeling too with this team?
I do. I really do. And like I said, I love Tommy. I met him out in Tucson just briefly when I went out for, Coach Olson's service out there at McHale. And he spoke to some of the guys, but it was pretty quick. And I didn't really have a relationship with them. And then when they came in town into San Diego, a couple weekends ago, I had a chance at Matt Othick's restaurant to sit down with them and really kind of say hello, introduce myself, and we were telling stories. And he's just an amazing guy. He just feels like he's perfect for Tucson, and I love this team. I really like what it reminds me of our team too, Tommy, is that like you got Bradley at the point. He's a senior. You kind of, and we had Stevie Kerr. Like their guard play is so good. Obviously, Burries is a freshman, but we had Stevie and we had Mick, and they were so good. And then we had physicality with you in the, in the middle. And I don't know, they seem very unselfish. When I watch them play, I don't see too many plays where you're like, wow, that was a bad shot. Like that was you just don't see that a lot, and that's a credit to the character of those guys and to the leadership by Tommy.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to watch any of the UConn Duke game yesterday?
I did. I watched like the last 5 minutes, and I was in shock I just could not believe that.
I know it was crazy. I always say this when something like that happens, Judd.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a shame, but I get it. We don't say, wow, what a great play by UConn. Yeah. What an incredible play by Caravan passing up that shot and getting it to Mullins. Yeah. It's okay. Who do we blame? Who's screwed up and who can we pin the blame on? And I looked at that play. Well, I've watched it 5-10 times now. Yeah. There's no doubt Boozer panicked. He just flat panicked. But I've seen pros do that. So let's not just say, oh, he's young. I mean, I've seen pros completely panic in situations. The only thing I can think of, Judd, that if you wanted to call a timeout there to let everybody know you don't have to get it past half court. Okay, we got 10 seconds flat. You don't have to. They're going to come foul you. That occurred to me. And if they didn't do that during the free throw, they should have at least alerted everybody to that fact that there's 10 seconds left. Other than that, I'm not sure what else they could have done. Yeah. Maybe that would have helped, but you give UConn credit. I mean, dude hit a 35-footer to win the game. I mean, it just absolutely insane. I mean, that guy, we're going to see that forever now. Like every time we see March Madness, that dude's going to be there.
Yeah, no, I thought the same about that play. First of all, I think Duke was up like 18, right? And UConn made a run back at
19, I think.
Yeah, 19. So I agree with you because I've watched the play a number of times, and as a player, everyone just say he should have held the ball, right, Boozer? But like, your mind is there's a guy open down court. If I get it to this guy, it's out of my hands. And there was a little captain panic there for sure by Boozer, right? But like his mentality was, no, I'm going to hit the open guy down the court, and they made an unbelievable play, an unbelievable shot, and all I could think of was the exact opposite. What you're thinking is that the poor Boozer, and I forget his first name, but they're going to play that every year during the NCAA tournament for the rest of his life, and that's a tough one for him to have to go through that. And I'm sure he'll be fine and everything. But on the flip side, you're right, that kid just nothing but net. And I saw the interview afterwards, and he was like, no, I kicked it because I was 5 seconds, and then I got it back, and there was 2. Like, he was mindful of how much time was on the clock. I mean, he was so composed. It was the shot was impressive, but his composure too was elite. Yeah, it was awesome.
How many times as a player, when you're playing for the Bulls with Phil Jackson, how many times as a coach do you guys get a chance to practice those type of situations where, I mean, this one is unique because it's like, okay, there's exactly 10 seconds left. Like, I can't even imagine a coach would be like, okay, here's what we're going to practice. We inbound the ball. They're going to try to steal. They're going to foul. There's 10 seconds. We don't have to get like, it's just, it just like, it's not like a 3-point shot. How do we want to foul? Do we want to foul? Like all that kind of stuff. How often do you guys practice? Like as a player and coach, did you practice late game situations to put you in a mind frame to like, okay, I've done this before in practice. I understand what needs to be done here.
We did it. We would play those like, and you remember, the coach would put 2 minutes on the clock and give, one of the teams the B team or the second unit, like, a 5-point lead, right? And you play it out and fouls and everything, but probably not enough, I mean, you definitely go over it. It's kind of a training camp. You remember, you do some of that stuff in training camp, but when the season started going, all those little details, it was all about, and especially now, it's like it's all about rest, right? They barely practice anymore. But we went over them. Obviously, you and I both played for some Hall of Fame incredible coaches, but I think at that point in the NBA, I think there's a little bit of like, they're mature enough to handle this. They don't need it. I'm sure in college they go over it much, much more. I would think. Yeah.
Yeah, the NBA, it's like you don't have enough time to practice anyway. No one practices anymore, period. So it's like, okay, how do I want to allocate my time? Do we want to work on running some offense and some defense and how we're going to cover pick and rolls like the majority of the game, like the first 47 minutes? Obviously, that can put you in a position to be up 10, so you don't got to worry about the end of the game. But when it happens, it's so critical. And you can see the teams. You can see the teams that either start smoking, like, oh shit, what do we do? Or teams that have like, we got this. We understand what we're doing. We've practiced this before.
Yeah, I know. No, I mean, both those coaches are the top coaches, in college basketball, and I don't know. It was just such a wild sequence. I don't know if one of the greatest things on social media I saw Rafferty's.
Oh, geez.
It's incredible. It's almost like someone said, we've lost Bill. We've lost
We
Raph.
almost lost Raph.
We've lost Raph. Onions, the guy is just incredible. I love Raph. And then of course, there's Grant Hill, a legendary player that went to Duke and won national championship. And he had to handle himself. It was just, it's one of those things that happens maybe not every year, but like every 2 or 3 years in March Madness. And it's just incredible how this event keeps turning out these type of just incredible plays, at the end of games.
And then they showed a clip of Dan Hurley like getting in a ref's face.
I know.
He headbutted him. Dan Hurley's a psycho. He's just a psycho.
He is such a psycho.
An absolute psycho. I gotta see if I have this. I actually took a picture and sent it to somebody yesterday, and I go, this guy is like out of control. This is it. I'm going to show this to you.
Yeah.
Look at this picture. I mean, look at this guy. I mean, can you imagine like him and Bobby together? Like the faces they like, like it just. I mean, he's a hell of a coach, and I think he does. I think he does things the right way. He's a little harder edge, which I'm totally fine with. We grew up in that era. Like I totally get that. Not that you knew what it was like to be coached by someone with a harder edge, because what the hard edge that Lute had was always reserved for me. Sure. So that was totally fine. Yeah, I got you guys off the hook on that one. Judas, please, Tom Tolbert. That's fine. Whatever. But this guy, like Hurley, he's just a flat psycho.
He's off the reservation for sure, and he's such a unique character, right? And like, I guess if you're sending your son to play there, I mean, that he's going to be coached hard. He's going to be coached really hard, which is what there he is. Look at him. I mean, but the fact that,
love it.
I mean, could you imagine, Tommy T, if they would have called a technical on him for getting in that referee's face? Could you imagine? That would have been even crazier. And then Duke goes to the line and makes. I don't know that he was.
That would have been wild.
I mean, his. I don't know what was more exciting, watching his reaction, or did you see his parents up in the stands?
Yes,
his mom was dropping like language up there, like, holy shit, did that just happen?
You bring up a good point though, because I used to say the same thing about Bobby Knight.
Yeah,
I'm like, if you send your kids to go play for Bobby Knight, you can't act surprised when Bobby Knight grabs around the collar and says, "Get the fuck over here! What are you doing?" Like,
Exactly.
That's Bobby Knight.
I know.
It's like
I
if you
know.
jump into a fucking bear pit, the bear's
Yeah.
probably going to eat you. Don't get mad at the bear. Okay, you're this
It's so true.
stupid idiot that jumped in there. Like, you should know what the bear's going to do.
No.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
because I think that I saw a little interview with what was the kid's name that hit the shot, the big shot?
Oh, Mullins.
The Mullins. So
Yeah,
what was his dad a former coach, and his dad played, or his dad coached him?
that
And
I don't know.
I don't know. I saw a little background, I think, and the dad was like, no, and I think Mullins was like, no, my dad sent me to be coached hard by Coach
Yeah.
Hurley, and that's but I mean, the guy's been to the Final Four 3 out of the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Let me ask you this: what if you would have got the Laker job? Do you remember when Hurley was like in the running to get the Laker job?
Yes.
Like two summers ago. Could
Yep.
you imagine him on the sidelines with LeBron and all those guys? I mean, that would have been something. Talk about entertainment in LA. That would have been nuts.
Yeah, they would have hired somebody with no sense of humor. Oh, wait a minute. They already have a coach with no sense of humor.
yeah.
I think JJ Redick laughs about once a year. It's
Yeah,
like, it's scheduled. It's a
It is
scheduled
scheduled.
laugh, like in
He's a
July.
serious
Like, I better
dude.
laugh now.
He's a
Loosen my
serious
face up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I tend to think that really good coaches would figure it out.
Sure.
Like
sure.
that Danny Hurley wouldn't
Yeah.
be Danny Hurley in UConn on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like he's smart. He would have known that, like, look, this is not gonna fly with the Lakers. Like, it's not. You have to do you have to treat guys differently than you can in college, right? And there's not a lot of those guys left. It's funny because it's him, it's Izzo, Cronin for UCLA.
Yeah.
Even Kelvin Sampson's a little hard edge. Like college has more hard edge coaches than the NBA does nowadays. Like the NBA, right? If you're going to be a hard edge coach, fuck, you kidding me? These guys are making $60 million.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to listen to you?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I'm not going to listen to you. You go to Phil's Zen Buddha classes and try to figure out how to get into. I always tell people, Judd, like, look, Phil was a great coach. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Phil ain't winning shit in Vancouver. He had Michael Jordan. That's why he won.
By the way, you have to have the talent, right?
You gotta have it.
You can be the greatest coach of ever, but if you don't have the players, the talent, it's just not. It's not going to happen. You're not going to win championships. You got to have that for sure. So, yeah, I mean, it's you just can't treat pros. The other thing is just the money factor, right? Like you said, players are making hundreds of millions of dollars. Who's in the coach is making whatever 10, still but like who's going first? If there's an argument, who is the owner getting rid of? Right? I mean,
that's a given.
We owe this guy 120 million. We owe this guy 10. I mean, this is simple math here, but I think you're right. I think Coach Hurley could have dialed it down a little bit, but it sure would have been fun to watch. It
would have, because I mean, ultimately, you kind of are who you are a little bit.
Yeah,
right. Like he's still going to make those faces and do gesticulations and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I want to get back to Arizona in a minute, but let me ask you this.
Okay.
What did Phil Jackson, to kind of get everybody to believe like what they were doing was important to the team? Because certainly, like we could say that you guys had you had Jordan, you had Pippen, you had Rodman. Before you were there, they had Grant, and so they had the talent. You need the talent to win, but you also have to get everybody to play as a unit, and you have to get everybody to understand like what you're bringing to the table is important to us, and it's important to our winning. How did he do that? Like, what was his way of getting everybody like together to compete as a team?
Yeah. Well, this, to be an elite coach like that and win championships, you're really like a manager of men and egos, right? And how you have to have individual relationships with every player. Phil was just great in terms of communicating with everybody, and I hadn't played for a lot of coaches at that point that really cared anything about me off the court.
Yeah.
And when I got there, you know, it was just a whole different deal. My first meeting with Phil, I had to go up to his office, which I was scared to death my first year there. And I closed the door, and of course, there's arrowheads and Indian and buffalo artifacts all over the place, right? With some sage burning and and what else, right? And I sit down, and I'm literally, this is after they won the first three, right? And then I got there for the second three, and I'm thinking he's just going to drill me on like my game, like, okay, this is what you're doing, this is what you're not doing, because I was so used to those type of coach player meetings, right? And the first question he asked me was like, how's Lindsay liking it here? Is she happy? And Lindsay was my wife at that time. You remember Lindsay? Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? Like, first of all, I'm married. Now I'm married. My wife's name. That's never happened before, So he just, and we didn't even really talk about basketball. He wanted to talk about life and like we kind of was just like to sit down and like, how are you adjusting to Chicago? Off the court, is everything good at home? And I don't know. He dives into a bigger part of you. So that was number one, that you felt like this guy cares about me more than how many points I'm scoring or whatever. And then he made everybody feel, whatever your role was, that you were important, And, early on, Michael was doing his own thing, and he had to actually tell Michael, you need to pass the ball in those first championships in the early 90s. Once the triangle offense came in and the ball was being shared and other guys were allowed to score and touch the ball, that's where they kind of went past Detroit and started winning the championships and stuff. So I don't know. He was just special in the fact that he was an incredible leader, incredible friend and coach, and that just trickled down to kind of to everybody else, to Michael, to Scotty, to Dennis, to the rest of us down the road.
Nelly didn't ask you how Lindsay was?
No, he did not. I don't think Nelly ever asked me anything. I think he just yelled at me the entire time I was there for those
Been
years.
Been there. I love Nelly, but yeah.
So do I love Nelly too.
I've been there.
Yeah.
It's funny because people say like he couldn't win the big one. I was like, well, he was never really favored to win the big one. I go, if you give Nelly, if you would have given Nelly the talent that some of those other coaches had, he most certainly would have won a championship. But I also get the feeling that's not what got Nelly's juices flowing. He liked tinkering and taking the underdog team and beating the teams and coming out with a funky offense and playing small ball and doing like that. That's what, and rebuilding stuff. Like he liked taking over programs that maybe weren't at the top and trying to get them back to the top. So I think I don't know if he's underrated because I think he still has the most wins or second most wins in NBA history. So, but look, some coaches are built different, and it's funny, Judd, because you look at Phil, you look at Pop. It's still fun, isn't it? Funny to mention Steve, like with those guys, like that's our guy, right? And it's like fucking Steve, like these are guys. Like I grew up watching Riley. Like Riley was fucking he was the man. Yeah. Obviously, Auerbach goes way back, but when you start thinking of guys that have won like multiple championships, I mean, it's Auerbach, Riley, Popovich, Phil, and fucking Steve. I'm like,
right in there.
I go, Steve. I go, wait, that doesn't make any sense to me.
That was our guy that we went to college with that group.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. A guy that I used to wear 12 packs over our heads and go to Halloween parties. Like that guy. That guy. Like maybe Phil Jackson did that. Pop didn't do that. I
think Phil probably wore something worse back in the day when he was
probably.
Woodstock,
probably,
and, doing whatever.
I do got to ask you one thing. I happened to end up on an episode of The Last Dance, like I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and you guys were in the finals, and I know you and Steve. Steve has told me you guys spent some time with Rodman. Told me about your fun Atlantic City trip, but when he takes off and you don't know where he is, and he shows up as part of NWO on like a wrestling show, like in the middle of finals. Like you can tell me just what do you remember about that? Because that is still one of
Yeah.
the most amazing things of all time. Where someone just
know.
says, fuck it, I'm going to take off and go do it.
Yeah.
Do a
Well,
wrestling show."
the thing is that the worst city for Dennis Rodman is Utah. It's the worst city for him, right? I mean, because the bars close down early. You have to be a member. It's, it's not, I mean, I don't want to, go crazy on Salt Lake City right now, but it's not like the most happening, whatever social thing. And he just was so used to being out. That was like his routine. Like he went out. The last thing you wanted was Dennis just in his room all night long. That's not good at all. So
yeah,
I barely even remember that. But it was like, okay, we're there and it's in between games. And where's Dennis? Well, he's gone. He's wrestling, or he took a plane to Vegas for the night. And I'm like, hey, whatever it takes for the guy to get like 25 rebounds, because I've never seen anything like it, Tommy T. This guy go out all night, by the bar. His favorite drink for the bar was the kamikaze. Remember the kamikazes? I don't know what was in that.
Yes, I do.
He would buy 80 of these things for the entire bar. He'd stay out till it closed. You got to kick him out of there. The next day he shows up for shoot around. He's a little sluggish, but he's on time. He's not late. He goes through all the stuff. Then that night he comes out and gets 26 rebounds. And it was like consistent. I'm just like, this guy's a machine. How is he doing this? He was just the guy was just an impressive human being physically, right? That he can do all that.
Yeah.
So, he was struggling a little bit in that series. We're in Utah. He's in his room. And can you imagine that call to Phil by Dennis? Hey, I'm going to go do a wrestling thing in between the games. And I guess Phil said, okay, as long as you come back and D up Karl Malone or whoever, Ostertag, So funny.
I do remember. It's funny. So when you were talking, I don't know if you remember this or not.
Yeah.
But Utah was also where me and you went to Summer League when we played for the Warriors.
Oh,
yeah. It's the only time I've been put in the back of a police car was with you. Do you remember that?
I do. I think you went like Kung Fu Panda on the side of a bank building, right? Oh, yeah.
I did.
Oh, man.
And the cops happened to be watching. So they're like, I remember they came over and they were like, have you been drinking? I'm like, yeah. They're like, I was like, well, you can't be. I'm like, what are you talking about? I go, would you rather have me drive home? Like, what do you want me to fly? I can drive or I can walk. I only have so many modes of transportation here. Like, I can't fly. Yeah. And they didn't find me as funny as I thought I was.
Yeah.
And so then they put me on the hood of the car. And I remember you talking to them like, hey guys, just could we just, like, he didn't really mean anything. He was just messing around.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing. How lucky were we that there wasn't the cell phone and the videos and everything? Because that would have been, that would have been everywhere, right? These guys.
Well, no one cares. No one cares about me. It wouldn't have been everywhere.
Hang on. Oh yeah. Come on. That was pretty funny. That would have made something. Okay.
It was fairly funny.
It was pretty funny.
Now, do you remember who our coach was for Summer League?
Was it Pop?
Yep, it was Pop.
Yeah,
I had to go tell Pop the next day, Pop, I'm going to miss practice tomorrow. I have to go to court. And Pop, like, he just looks at me like, what?
What?
He goes,
yeah.
You okay? And I go, yeah, just, a misunderstanding. Yeah. He goes, all right, get it taken care of. Then I got it taken care of and came back. It was the dumbest thing because I remember we went out, we had a few pops.
Yeah.
And the side of the bank was mirrored. So I saw myself. I saw a reflection of myself and I did. I kicked it, just playfully kicked it. I don't know if they thought I was trying to rob the bank, like I was going to kick it in and go in there and get money. I don't know, but they were not in a humorous mood. They weren't having me. They were like, you think you're funny? Yeah. You're not that funny.
You're not that funny. And this is Salt Lake City and we run a tight ship here. Okay.
They did run a tight ship.
Jeez.
Very, very tight ship. Yeah, my
Yeah.
only time in the back of a police car, my only time going to court. I did get to say not guilty, though. How do you plead? Not guilty.
Not guilty. Oh, that's hilarious.
And I got to tell the judge, I go, here's what happened. She goes, all right, they just go. I think she just said, just
Yeah, this
just
is
go.
this is ridiculous.
This is absurd, but
Yeah.
a fun memory.
Very fun memory.
A fun memory. All right, before we let you go, let's get back
Okay.
to college real quick.
Okay.
This weekend, are you going to Indianapolis?
I'm not. I'm not going to go.
Neither am I.
Yeah, I'm going to stay. I'm a little disappointed because seems like a lot of our crew is going to go back there and have some fun. I went to the games in San Diego. I saw you in San Jose. And,
yep.
I'm sure you saw that Tommy's going to have a dinner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's going to have the former players come in and watch a little film. And that's just so amazing that he's
I love that he embraces the older players.
I love it. I mean, he's just so awesome. So I'm a little bummed about that, but no, I'm not going to go. I'm going to stay home and be locked in at the in front of the TV here at home.
Do you think Gilbert will go into a podcast from the film meeting?
He might. He might. Yeah, he might for sure. I don't know.
Gilbert's hilarious,
Gilbert
but he's like the
yeah.
one guy I look at and go, "Are we sure he went?" Yeah, he did go to Arizona, didn't he?
Yeah.
Gilbert's just different, man. He's just a different dude.
He just threw RJ under the bus, didn't he? Like a couple weeks ago. Like, how did you let Dunleavy score? I blame you. You let Dunleavy score 6 threes on us, and I mean, Mike Dunleavy was a hell of a player. I mean,
yes, he
was.
He
went right at RJ.
Yeah. Gil's a little. He's a little different.
Yeah.
I mean, let's put it this way: not a lot of his thoughts are aboard the logic train. They just fucking. They just go like
Ozzy Osbourne crazy train.
Gil just goes, man. He's just like, all right, let's start here, and I don't know where we're gonna end up, but we're good to go. But no, it's been a lot of fun watching this team.
Yeah,
and I think that's the one cool thing is that we have this connection, and it's not just the Final Four, not just the 88 team. It's that we're at Arizona together. Yeah. And we share a lot. Like Judd roomed with Harvey Mason, who is the NBA. Harvey is like the president of the Grammys, like some absurd like that.
He's president of the recording artists.
Okay. Yeah. I knew I'd screw it up somehow, but you guys stayed right across from me.
Yeah.
So we're in the same dorms, and we do all kinds of stuff. Like they were freshmen. I was a junior. Junior. Yeah. And so Judd would go out by the pool, baby oil up, and fucking burn the shit out of himself. Which, by the way, no one ever saw me at the pool. I was not. I did like, no, I'm good. But Judd did see me one night drinking peppermint schnapps and Sun Country wine cooler that didn't go well for me. No, that's when all my boys were there. You remember that?
Oh, I remember when the boys came out. When the boys came out, things got weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was at the Fiesta Bowl tournament that we had with Duke, Florida, and Michigan State.
Yeah.
And they all snuck down courtside and voted for me for all tournament team because all the media left.
That's so awesome. That's so great. That's fantastic.
There was like 4 of them sitting there. I was like on the court going, "What are you guys doing?
How'd you guys get here?"
Like,
hey. They figured it out.
But it's those times. It's the practices. It's the travel. Yeah. It's all that stuff that kind of bonds us together. And I feel like we've all kind of, watched the program throughout the years. When Lou was there, and then Sean was there. I can't even remember who the guy was. Russ. There was somebody there.
Russ.
Yes, Russ Pennell.
Yeah, Russ Pennell.
Like I forgot. Like that's a great trivia question. I knew it was Russ something.
No, right after Coach. Yeah, right after Coach.
It was
Tommy T. There was a little.
Yep.
We had Russ. I think did KO take over for a little bit?
KO, I think, was there for a little bit. Yeah.
And then they brought in Sean, and Sean was there for a decade or something like that. Yep. I forget, but yeah.
I love KO. He's psycho.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I love KO.
Yeah.
When he recruited me, he told me not to go to Vegas because he thought the other guy they were recruiting would literally kill me. He goes, "That guy's going to kill you, man."
Oh,
He
yeah,
goes,
he
"You're going to
played that
start
card.
over him,
He
and
played
he's
the
going to
death
kill
card
you."
on you. Whatever it
Think
takes.
he's going to kill me? You think? He goes,
Kill
"Yeah,
me?
I do. I really do."
Okay, I'm not going there.
But it's so much fun like this time of year because then we all kind of reconnect and we get the
Sure.
text thread fired up and we're
Yeah.
watching the Cats because I think we feel, you tell me if I'm wrong, like we were the ones that kind of started it, right?
Yeah.
88 kind of started the tradition of excellence and started they're not going to mention Arizona when it comes to blue blood programs because maybe they don't go back far
Yeah.
enough. But for
Yeah.
the past 40 years since Lute started that
Mm-hmm.
program, it's been as good as any program in the country. Now,
Yeah.
they don't have the national championships. They just got the one national championship, got some Final Fours. But as far as sustained excellence and the expectations
Yeah.
going into each year, what this is going to be, I feel like it kind of bonds everybody together when we look
Yeah.
back and go 88, that's kind of where it all
Mhm.
started. And I feel like this is where, I don't know how you feel, Jed. I feel like this is where, Tommy's got them to a point where they should be. I mean, this should be a top 10 program. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say they're going to compete for a national championship every year. That's unrealistic. But,
Yeah.
you give yourself a crack every couple of years. You're top 10. You're winning some big games. You're playing
Yeah.
big-time opponents. I just feel like they're in a great spot right now.
Yeah, I do too. I think, Sean did a great job. There were some great teams. Obviously, we've had a ton of talent, right, Tommy T? Like we've got a ton of NBA guys, and there's been some great teams this year. I hadn't really followed it, to be honest. I'd always watch our team during the tournament, but I hadn't really followed it during the year. And real quick story, I was with Matt Othick, and we were like 8-0 at the start of the season, I think, or we whatever at the start of this season.
Yep.
And we're having a pop, and he's like, "Hey, Bushy, have you watched our team play this year? Have you seen him?" And I'm like, "I haven't seen him." And he's like, "You're kidding me, right?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "This is probably the best Arizona team we've ever had." And I almost fell off the chair. I'm like, whoa, wait a second here, buddy. Put down the cocktail, okay? Like we've had great teams, right? Tommy, I mean, our team, we were loaded. The Luke Wall. I mean, every team's had been. And then I started watching this year, and I watched them play, and I loved the way they played. I loved the ball movement and the sharing and the unselfishness and. Tommy, just the way he's just calm over there, and he's not a big screamer and yeller, and he lets them play, and I just fell in love with this year's team. So I've watched every single game since like they were 8-0. I mean, every game that I could see. So I feel more connected now. And I told Tommy this story when I saw him the other night at the dinner or whatever. But I'm with you. This is the most connected I've felt with the program. I don't know. I like the way the personalities of the kids that are there. I'm watching them get interviewed. I'm listening to them. They're saying all the right things. They're really good kids. And then they just are, it doesn't seem like they care who scores, or whatever, and who's getting the points. And in this day and age, that's such a big deal, right? Because not all these guys, but a lot of them could be leaving and going in the draft. And is that on their mind? And it doesn't seem like it is. They're very much in the moment, and I appreciate that. And I have a really good feeling. Obviously, like we talked about, this next game's going to be a battle. But I like where he's got us. We're back in the Final Four as we should be. We've got some great recruits coming in again next year. He's just done a phenomenal job. He really has.
I can't expect you to sit at home, watch the games. You're out surfing. You're active. You're doing stuff. You're moving. You're not sitting around the house. You've never been a sedentary person. You're out doing stuff.
I know, but I don't know, something about this team. I really enjoy watching them play. Yeah.
You still surfing all the time?
Number one priority every morning. It's number one. Take a look at the ocean, see what's going on out there. Yeah. Yeah. I love nothing makes me feel better than just being in the ocean, just the salt water and everything. And little surf, a little little yoga, just, trying to keep moving. The magic's in the movement. That's what they say. So just
That's
trying
what
to
they
keep
say?
it going. Yeah, that's what they say.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen, I got to ask, because everybody that surfs, I got one of my best friends up here.
Yeah.
In fact, I just saw him a couple of days ago. He's like I call him the Bay Area's weatherman. He was a weatherman up here for like 40 years. He used to come on the radio show.
Oh.
Great dude, Bill Martin. Love the guy. He's a huge surfer too.
Yeah.
Like he loves getting out on the waves and surfing and all that.
Yeah.
So I always ask him about the shark thing. Like, have you ever seen a shark? I think he said he saw one. Have you ever seen a shark?
I never have.
Never have.
I can't even let that into my mind when I'm out there. And I'm sure there's been plenty, but that's just something that you just can't. I when it's Shark Week, I don't even turn the TV on. Okay. When it's Shark Week, the TV stays off that entire week. Okay. I don't even want to have those thoughts go in my head.
I always tell people, I go, look, I'm just not. I know what had happened if I went out. I go, I'm just not gonna. And they go, look, you know what the chances of a shark attacking you? I go, I know they're really, really minimal.
Yeah.
I go, you know how to reduce that to zero? Not go in the fucking water. I go, I've never heard of a shark attack somebody on land ever.
No,
never heard of it.
No.
So 0.001% or zero. I'm going to take zero.
You're going to take zero.
I'm going with zero. I'm good with that. Although I tried surfing one time and the water was so cold and the wetsuit didn't work.
No.
And look, when you know how it is. I mean, you've been surfing forever. It's probably hard to get going when you're 6'8", like get up on the board. Once you get it going, it's probably fairly routine. But I'm like, this sucks. I'm freezing. I'm cold. I don't want to do this anymore. So I probably should have given it more than like one rip, but that's all I did.
No, by the way, warm water is a game changer. You don't have to deal with the wetsuit. It's warm. If you fall off and you're in the water, it feels good. Like, anybody that wants to start surfing or, is interested, get to some warm water, because to put on all the gear and go out there, Jacques Cousteau in the wetsuit, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's hard enough to surf. I don't need to surf with my nuts in my throat. Like they did that was not working. That was not working for me. Not working for me at all. Other than that, everything else going good?
Everything's great, Tommy T. Great seeing you. And
you look
really
great.
Always great seeing you. And tell the family I said hi. And let's go Wildcats. This is gonna be fun. Yeah.
Go Wildcats. Bear the fuck down.
Bear the fuck down. Exactly.
There we go. Yeah. All right, Bushy. Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming on.
You got it. Thanks for having me, Tommy T.
All right. Take it easy, Jed. Appreciate it, man. Oh, man. That was fun catching up with Jed. I haven't talked to Jed in a little while, so it's fun catching up with him, seeing what he's up to. The Rodman story. I've heard all these stories. They just crack me up, right? 80 kamikazes. Like, yeah, that's Rodman. Like, he had to get out and do stuff. You couldn't just say, hey, okay, play the game and then go sit and do nothing. That just wasn't going to work. And that was the beauty of Phil. A lot of coaches would have said, bullshit. No, that's not the way we operate around here. Phil knew that, like, if you wanted to get the best out of Rodman, you got to let Rodman do some stuff. Like, that's unconventional would be an understatement. But like Jed said, showed up, shoot around, 20 rebounds. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's what you got him for, to play defense and grab boards. I always thought he was a better player than just doing that. But that's what he did. I thought he was a pretty good passer. I thought basketball IQ was well above average. He kind of took the focus off his game sometimes with the hair, the wedding dress, the wrestling, just kind of being Dennis Rodman. And I don't know if he was comfortable with the attention on his game. He was certainly comfortable. I'm assuming comfortable with the attention on all the other stuff, but that's who he was. And man, he was a human pogo stick. It wasn't so much the first jump that got you. It was the second jump. He was like Tigger. He was like boing, 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 boing. He'd be tipping the ball, and then just running, and he'd beat you to it. I've never seen anybody pursue a basketball like him. He was a shark. He just pursued the ball until either he had it or someone else had it. A lot of guys are area rebounders. They'll rebound if it's in their area. Rodman's area was literally the whole court. He would just run around and tip it if he had to get the ball. Incredible rebounder, incredible athlete. And like I said, I think he probably had more to offer the game. Like he could have done more if he wanted to, but he was cool with defense and just D'ing up and rebounding. That's it. I bet you he could have scored a little bit more if he wanted to. He could have played. He could have been a playmaker if he wanted to. Like I think he had that type of ability, but he was pretty good at what he did. Maybe the greatest pound for pound rebounder in the history of the game. Most of the rebounders, you look at the all-time list, big dudes. He wasn't that big. He was 6'8", maybe 220. But he was, again, the greatest pursuer of the basketball that I'd ever seen. All right, we're going to get out of here. I think we touched on it real quick. I'll just say this about the UConn-Duke game. There's a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas. And you look back on it, the only thing that I think, and I don't know that if Shire did say this or didn't say this, but you have a stop situation. You have free throws. You could have called a guard over and said, look, let everybody know there's 10 seconds left. We don't have to get it across half court. Okay? Just be real careful with it. Pivot, look. Pivot, look. Don't catch it and throw it. We don't have to get it. We don't even have to advance it. You could inbound the ball and just hold it. Now, the risk there is they strip you. I don't know. I would have to go back and look what the jump ball situation was. Now, if the jump ball was in Duke's favor, that's golden. You just hold on to the ball, let them come and wrap you up. Jump ball, you get the ball right back. Although inbounding the ball is never a sure thing. And if that were the case, and you had to inbound the ball again, you couldn't run the baseline that time. But they had no problem. It was inbound to Boozer, back to Sarr, throw it up to Caden Boozer, and he just panicked. Everything got moving super quick in his head. He turned, he saw two guys down court, and said, let me chuck it to him. Let me just get the ball to them, game's over. Pump fake works there. What he should have done is, and again, this is all coulda, woulda, shoulda. He's not the first player nor the last player to panic in a situation like this. Catch it, pivot. Catch it, turn, pivot. Okay? See the guys coming at you, pump fake, dribble. Escape dribble. But that when he caught it and it decided to immediately dribble and then pick it up, then you feel like, oh God, here they come. Let me get rid of the ball. Let me just get rid of it. He's an 81% free throw shooter. He could have just held on to the ball and got fouled. That being said, incredible play by UConn to get the tip. Nice play by Mullins and Caravan. Caravan not forcing a bad shot, getting it back to Mullins, and then you still got to hit a 35-footer. You still have to hit a 35-footer. All that being said, you still have to do that. But boy, that'll leave a mark. Those type of losses leave marks, big time marks. And it's rough. Like we lost to Oklahoma in the Final Four. That one left a mark. Still there, but it wasn't like that. I don't know if it makes it much better, but it probably makes it a little bit better. I'm not sure. So, all right. Not sure what the show looks like this week. Steve Kerr probably at some point. Drew Amenda at some point. Got some Warrior games coming up Wednesday, Thursday. What do they have? Spurs Wednesday. I have no idea. Thursday. Fighting for the 9th spot. I look. I'll take 9. it's better having Portland come here than going to Portland, I guess. So, but we'll see where they end up. It's going to be tough. Portland has a tiebreaker on them. Clippers have the tiebreaker on them. And they have some tough games coming up. They got the Spurs, they got the Rockets, they got the Lakers, and who knows when Steph's coming back. And don't know. So that would help, obviously, if he comes back, but we will see. All right, everybody. We'll keep you up to date on what's going on. Again, it's kind of fluid. We'll see if Steve probably Tuesday, Friday, because the games are Wednesday, Thursday. Same with Drew. So we might do a day where we do Steve and Drew. Get a little basketball, a little hockey. We'll remember, Giants fans. I mean, I don't even know if I'm doing the right fingers. They do that one. Yeah. It's only 3 games. The faces that guy makes are just insane. Yeah, absolutely. They were the same one Bobby makes. Bobby makes the same faces. Like those two together. I think they're at Buffalo together. I didn't watch Buffalo, but I did see some highlights not that long ago. I was like, these guys are like make the same face at the same time when something bad happens. It's crazy. Anyway, all right, everybody have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
And remember this, Tommy T, cash and tickets is what it's all about.